Hey, this is Tom over at Liberty Buick. There's just a couple things I'm going to show you on the Enclave here. The first thing you want to notice right here is we have the rear backup camera. So anytime you put the vehicle into reverse, the picture comes on. If you have the navigation system, it'll use the navigation monitor, and if you don't, it uses the rear view mirror, which is pretty cool because most people look through the backup anyways. Also, in conjunction with that, you have your ultrasonic park assist. These are little things here in the bumper. Once you get within 8.5 feet of something, it's going to start beeping. The closer you get, the faster it beeps. Once you get within a foot, it turns into a solid beep. So between your backup camera and ultrasonic park assist, it makes it easy to get your Enclave in and out of parking spaces. Now there's 3 ways to lift this tailgate. I call it manually. There's a little handle right here. You can squeeze it and it'll open it up. There's a switch on the dash that'll open it up, and also on your key fob you can open up the tailgate. So to show you that, there's a squeeze little handle right there, and it goes up. Now people don't realize it, but there's actually 9 cubic feet of interior space more in the Enclave than there is in the Yukon Denali. If you notice in the Yukon Denali, the seat will come to about here when you have the third row seat up. So I mean, this is much roomier vehicle than people give it credit for. Also, it's front-wheel drive unibody, so it's a much more car-like type drive, which most people are used to anyways. So unless you have a big boat, a trailer, or you just love the feel of a big V8, this is a great option. People are choosing it in big numbers right now. To get your third row seats down, they all have third row seats, just take the little handle and you flip it down like this. And everything folds down flat. So a lot of people when they're going on vacation or something, especially you and your 2 kids, you put the seats down, you can put the back row seats down, it gives you plenty of room for your luggage. Now the cool thing is once you get to the beach, you meet your family or some friends there, it's easy to pull these back row seats up. Now you guys can all go out to dinner in the same vehicle. Underneath here, it gives you a little bit extra storage, something something delicate, something kind of want to keep out of the way. You can hide it down here, and you can see how it stays up like this. Your spare tire and the jack are in this compartment right here, and to get the spare tire down, you crank it down from right here. You take your tire iron and crank it down. But the cool thing about this is the warranty is 4-year 50 on the Buick, and a 5-year 100,000 mile powertrain. In conjunction with that, you also get roadside assistance. So unless you really do like to change the flat tire, you can just call up roadside assistance. They'll take care of that for you, or you can press your blue OnStar button. I'll talk to you about that later. This has the premium wheel package, which makes it really look nice. It's having the spoke wheels. This makes it look like it's a premium package, but it actually is just a leather package. There is no gas cap release inside, so you don't have to worry about anything. All you do is press the handle, it opens and shuts it, which is pretty neat. Okay. Getting into the second row seat, okay, there's 3 things I'm going to show you over here. The first is this handle right here. The second is this loop right here. And the third thing is release on the top. And you can go ahead stand in here. I'm going to go to the other side and show that to you. Now the little handle on the bottom, you just pull it up, and the seat slides forward, it slides back. So if you don't have anybody in the third row, obviously you can slide all the way back, give you as much front row leg room as possible. If you do have someone sitting back in the third row, you can slide the seat a little bit forward and give them plenty of leg room. Another thing, a lot of people with young children, or say your grandchildren or something like that, they're in a car seat, obviously they don't need any leg room, so you can move the seat up. It makes it easy to reach back and attend to them if they need some help. Okay, the second little thing here is this loop. If you just pull it forward and push the seat back, so it tilts it back a little bit. It doesn't lay down flat, but it makes it a little bit more comfortable for you if you choose that option. Also, if you just let the thing go, the front row seat, the second row seat does lay down flat. So in conjunction with the third row, you can have all 4 seats down flat. So if you need to run up to the furniture store or move your grandchildren or kids something into college, you can put in couches, chairs, any type of thing like that in there, and when you're done with it, in a couple seconds, you fold everything back up. The top handle here allows you to slide the whole seat forward to get your entry into the third row seats. Obviously with the captain chairs, people like them a lot because you can move from the second row to the third row, But if I was sitting in the third row, I would prefer to get in this way. And while we're back here, you notice, for the third row, you have vents in the ceiling here for the third row, vents in the ceiling here for the second row. You also have vents here in the floor. So everybody's going to be comfortable in the car. You don't have to worry about a system where in the summertime you guys are hot up front, cool up front, and they're hot back here, or vice versa in the wintertime, where they're going to be cold back here, you warm up front. Everyone can control their own air. And then you see also, in conjunction with that, is you do have the rear air conditioning controls back here. You can see you can change the fan speed, where you'd like the air to blow out, the temperature. Okay, this below here is for radio controls. You can turn on the radio from back here, and you can listen to a different radio station than what you listen to up front. And this, you can change the station. This is your source, your AM, FM, XM. Just go ahead and put some headphones in there to take advantage of that. Notice also, with the sunroof, we have the dual sunroof. So both the front and the rear. Now the one in the rear is a skylight. This roof itself does not tilt up or slide back. It's a family vehicle, there's children back here. Obviously you don't want to be opening up the window or the skylight while you're going down the highway. You can open or shut the shade to adjust it. But it does open up, it gives you a very nice view in there. It opens up the vehicle when you're on a trip and stuff like that, and if it's too warm you can shut it. Okay? Go ahead and we'll show up the front, and I'll show you some of the nice features they have up there. First of all your locks and windows you control from right here, and these are for your memory seats. 1 and 2, you can have 2 different positions, and that will store not only your seat, but also your mirrors and your steering wheel. So it's a pretty nice combination of everything like that. Okay, you do have an 8-way power driver seat. This button will take you back. The long button goes back and forth. If you hold it, it raises and lowers the seat, or you can have it tilt from the front, tilt from the rear. This is your seat back, which is power. Back and forth. And this is for your power lumbar, which is really helpful on a trip. Keep the lower back supported. And as you can see here, the headlights, the main thing is on and off for the automatic. A couple of things that people do get confused on this, and one of these is the dome light off. Okay, when you press this button on, the dome lights will not come on. And that's for if you're tailgating, if you're cleaning the vehicle, anytime reason the door's gonna be open, you don't want to burn out your battery, you just hit the dome light off. Okay? So if you're opening and shutting the doors, first thing you check to make sure, hey, someone didn't bump this. Your cruise control is on the left-hand side of the wheel. You can set it, resume it, turn it on and off. And some neat little thing is, this is what turns the cruise control on. And to coast, instead of just hitting the brakes, you can just tap this button and you'll coast. And once you get back in a clear highway speed, just hit the resume button, you go back up to speed. Over on the other side of the steering wheel, you have all your radio controls. This will go through your preset stations. Once you preset your radio stations in, this is just a seek button. This will change your source from your AM, FM to XM, or if you have a CD or auxiliary hooked up. And back behind it, you have your volume controls to increase and decrease, the volume. All your temperature controls are right here in the middle. If you turn it on auto, it'll work just like the thermostat at your house. You just set the temperature that you want it at, and you don't have to worry about it. The air conditioning will come on, the heat will come on. If you touch any of these other buttons, the fan speed, or where you like the air to come out, it takes it off of auto. So the only thing you have to worry about is in the summertime, if you don't have it on auto, you have to make sure the air conditioning light is on, or else the air conditioner is not going to blow cold. Down here real quickly I'll show you, these are for the seats. The top one that looks like an air conditioning button is your cooled seat. That's really neat. That's why you have this perforated leather. It has a little ventilation in there. It'll actually blow air up through the holes in the leather to keep you cool on a hot day. Heated seats are right here. out. You see this has a 3.6 liter V6. It's 288 horsepower, so it's a pretty peppy V6. It's almost the power of V8s they had, a few years ago. A couple of things you do notice is that all your service points are very easy to get to. To check the oil, the dipstick, the oil goes here, and you have your deck spool, your windshield washer, your brake fluid. So everything's very simple to get to. But also, the maintenance on this is very, very easy to keep up with. Until you get to 100,000 miles, there's really not a lot you have to do with it besides to rotate the tires and change the oil. It does have a platinum tip spark plugs, so you don't have to do a tune-up to get to 100,000 miles. We don't have any